Well, hello there, everyone. This is Heather with Plus One Thrifting, and I will be joining the Trusty Huckster and several others to talk about our firsts. No, not that first, our vintage first. Let's get to it. So I was really excited when Patrick said he wanted to do this for a celebration for his channel, the Trusty Huckster Mercantile, link down below. And the minute he said it, he gave some ideas of the first vintage item you sold, the first vintage item you bought. But none of that came to my mind when he said vintage first. Immediately, I went back to actually when I was a little girl, a really long time ago, a really long time ago. Is my vintage first is when I fell in love with all things vintage, and that has to do with my grandmother. And I have a picture right here of her, and she is gorgeous. So this is my grandmother right there. I'll show it to you right there. Her name is Ruth Anna, and she has such the classiest name, and just her face is just so classic. But so this is my grandmother, and she is passed away. But the reason why I think of my grandmother for my vintage first is because when I was younger, we used to watch musicals together. And no, not like today's musicals like Frozen. I don't really consider those true musicals. But no, the real musicals, which were like Singing in the Rain and West Side Story is even, Sound of the Music. There's so many. Basically anything that Ginger Rogers was in, and Fred Astaire, and Gene Kelly, just to name a few. My Fair Lady is one of my favorites, actually. My Fair Lady is when I fell in love with Audrey Hepburn, and I'm a huge fan of Audrey Hepburn. But I just remember watching those and watching the stars in these movies and just being amazed that not only are they acting, they're dancing and they're singing, and there's so many things that they have to be not just okay at, they have to be the best at to be able to be in these movies. And that just blew my mind as a little girl to think that. And I remember falling in love with everything, just the decor that set the scene for every act. I loved the attire, the dresses, the costumes, especially My Fair Lady. Are you kidding? Those costumes are amazing. Even Roman Holiday, the costumes that Audrey Hepburn wore in there were brilliant. So the music, the scores, one of my, another great musical that actually my husband really likes is Seven Brothers for Seven Brides. That's a really great one. If you've never seen that, I highly recommend it, or at least watch the barn raising scene, because it's just pure genius. So when, like I said, my vintage first is a little different. I don't have a really awesome item to show you. I just have a memory to share. And that memory is falling in love with all things vintage. I knew from a very long time that I wished that I lived in the days where my grandmother lived, because she shared many memories with me and I felt like I was a part of it. And so I want to encourage you, if your grandmother is still living, please spend time with them. Let them talk about their childhood. They probably remember it much better than they do yesterday. So yeah, just soak it all in. I wish that I cherished more of the conversations I had with my grandmother. And now that she's gone. Same with our parents. They have lots to tell us, and we give them a hard time, and we think we know better when we really don't. I know you're watching, Mom. So thank you for letting me be a part of this challenge. I know it's a little different than what you're probably going to see from everybody else, but my grandmother was a very, very special lady to me. Again, her name was Ruth Anna, and she introduced me into the love of old Hollywood, and I'll always love that more than anything else, I think, that comes out today. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to follow Patrick's channel, which will have the playlist for everybody else who's participating in this challenge. I can't wait to see what everyone else talks about. I love to know about their vintage first. And also, please subscribe to my channel. I'm hoping to reach 100 subscribers very soon. We'll see if I make that goal. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.